Welcome, guys, to the Skull Army. Today we're just going to talk about possible reasons as to why Call of Duty Ghost is probably one of the most, or is a part of a line of what some of the worst Call of Duties ever made. I personally do not know why. These are just opinions based on things I have found that possibly might have led to the rage. And just on a side note, I'm in my new apartment right now. We're still working on a desk, so once I get my computers set back up, Ghost Recon Breakpoint videos and some other videos that I plan on doing will come soon after that. So channel's not dead. Ghost Recon series is not dead. I'm just trying to do my best to keep the channel active. That I might upload a clip from Xbox every now and then. But I just put this together, thought it would be a cool thing to do, and let's get into the video. So one of the possible reasons is that you can play as a dog. I mean, this is what Call of Duty Ghosts is one of the few games that usually allow you to, or at least have a dog on your side that you can control, let alone actually like be on your side. So it might have been like the animal activist or something that may have led to the rage. I'm not entirely sure. Typically, animal activists and those types of like parties, I guess, normally don't affect the reputation too much of a video game, especially of Call of Duty, since it's essentially universally known at this point by almost everyone. Um, but yeah, this is one of the reasons why I assume that could be the part, if not all, the rage in it. Is just simply because you're the dog, the canine that you have. I can't remember his name. It's like Riley, I think. I haven't played the game in years. Not because I hate it. I don't hate it at all. It's just I got the new Call of Duty and whatnot, so I haven't really played it that much recently. Also, I'm using my laptop. So, anyways, um, so yeah, that's one of the possible reasons is the animal activist because you have a dog that you can control, and there's certain environments and missions to where the dog could be harmed at some point. There is a mission where the dog does actually get injured, and you have to carry him across the battlefield in order to get it to extraction. So the fact that there was a dog that got hurt in the game might have set people off. I'm not entirely sure why though, because in the Modern Warfare franchise, as some of you know, and some of the Black Ops titles, there's canine dogs that you can get or will attack you, like in Modern Warfare 2 and 3, possibly Call of Duty 4 Modern Warfare. You had a few dogs that would actually attack you on some of the missions, and you would have to kill them in order to actually stay alive. Um, Personally, I never really found that to be bad or anything. It's just you have to take them out because they're a threat to your life. I personally love dogs. I'm not one of those piece of shit people. But still, it could be that a dog being hurt could be one of the reasons why. Another reason is because of the cliffhanger at the end of the game. Um, essentially, it's on the last mission where you're supposed to kill Rorik, and you eventually do, but you don't because he falls through into the water and then comes up all of a sudden and starts dragging you, aka Logan, off. Now, the fact that says that there's supposed to be a sequel to the game, but with all the rage, I highly doubt they're ever going to make a second Call of Duty Ghost. I would love it because the cliffhanger wants me. Like the cliffhanger is pretty bad, like not bad, but like something like you really want to know like what the fuck just happened, and what's going on and why Rourke is dragging Logan off, trying to do something he already failed to do. So this could be why is the cliffhangers aren't that unusual in the franchise. I mean, Modern Warfare 2 I think had a cliffhanger. Um, which led into Modern Warfare 3. And then I think there's a few other titles that had cliffhangers. I think Black Ops 2 had one, which obviously they never actually continued with that on Black Ops 3 after Black Ops 2. But there's a few cliffhangers, but I don't think there was enough to actually make people used to it, and so I think a cliffhanger could also be the reason why, because no one likes cliffhangers, am I right? Another reason what it could be all of the DLCs that were added to this game for purchase, all the money, microtransactions, macro, whatever you want to call it. Just take note that when this game came out, this revolution for the end of monetization, I guess, in video games um, started. Because this is Call of Duty Ghosts years ago, years and years ago. They were not too long ago, but to the point where the Xbox 360 and PlayStation 3 were the top dogs of the console industry, I guess. Um, and that was a long time ago, obviously. But yeah, this I could be that all the DLCs, customization, and audio packs that you could have. This game had more customization options regarding DLC stuff than any other Call of Duty title of its time, and personally, I still think that it had more to offer than any of them currently right now as well. Some such as the Legend packs, such as Captain Price, Ghost from Modern Warfare 2, Simon Riley, and Soap, Makarov, and a few others. As well as a few characters from the campaign, which was Keegan, Hesh, and Merrick. And then you also had some weapon skins. Any Call of Duty title isn't complete without some sort of a cosmetic DLC. And then there was also the DLC which opened more slots for you to open, such as weapon loadouts, which was also in the Black Ops franchise, Black Ops 2 and 3, I believe. Um, as well as the voice character packs, the voice packs that changed the commentator. So this also could be why, again, the DLC issue wasn't that big of a deal back then. Nobody really cared. There wasn't senators trying to stop this in-game monetization for macro and micro transactions. Obviously, these are just cosmetic-only items. These DLCs were not really much of a thing. However, there were a few weapon packs, but I didn't feel like they were overpowered. I mean, the Ripper had a mode where you could switch between sights, but both sights had different fire rates. So if you extended it, if you extended it, the fire rate was like really fast, like a Scorpion Evo. But if you were to not extend it and put it back into like an SMG type size, the fire rate would be slower, as in like an LMG or something. It was quite interesting, and I never really felt like it was too overpowered. Another possible reason is the fact that they were exploring other options other than just zombies. I feel like they wanted something different with Call of Duty Ghosts, and I feel like they could have actually done. They decided not to do zombies, but they wanted some sort of survival mode. Obviously, Spec Ops was exclusive to Modern Warfare. It was what signified Modern Warfare and whatnot, what got a lot of people attention to that title. Then you have Zombies for Black Ops franchise. And since Ghost was a completely new franchise that was not connected to Modern Warfare or Black Ops, they wanted a survival mode, but they didn't know what to do, so they said, fuck it, let's just do aliens. And I'm not entirely sure. This actually might be why this is one of my top three things that could have sparked the rage in this game. Simply because the survival mode. Well, there was two different modes. There was a free mode, that you could do, but it was quite repetitive. And once you get to a high enough tier, it was like a piece of cake. Um, but it really wasn't that hard if you had the right people, essentially. But it could be a pain in the ass at times. But it was way too repetitive. Like I guess like something about it just made it seem way too repetitive. As compared to like survival, Modern Warfare, or zombies and Black Ops. Um, there was also then there was a DLC for it called I think Outbreak or something, and basically they pretty much put the rest of this mode behind a paywall for a DLC that basically unlocked all the other features as well as an actual endless survival mode and a bunch of other things. Because the free mode is basically you just have to fight through aliens, put down a bunch of like nuclear devices down on the ground, and you have to detonate them all after you finish fighting all the zombies off at the last round, and then it ends the game completely. So that could also be it. This is one of my highest things that might have sparked it. But again, like DLCs like this weren't really much of a big deal back then. There was no revolution going on. So yeah. So obviously we have more DLCs. This is some of the reasons why I also think that Call of Duty Ghosts still had some of the best DLCs and best customization of any Call of Duty of today and in the past, such as voice character packs, which would actually change the announcer voice. So whenever you would join a game, be like Team Deathmatch begin or something, you could actually change it in this game. And they only released 2 voice packs, which was Snoop Dogg and Gunnery Sergeant Ermy, which some of you might actually know from. Why am I having so many brain farts today? When he was a he was a Marine, and I think he did a bit where he was in a movie, and I can't remember the name of it, and right now, but basically you guys should know him from a certain movie, and I can't remember. I'll probably put the movie down in the description once I remember, because I know it. I just can't remember it right now for some reason. But obviously you have Snoop Dogg, which I personally, that's the one I got. I didn't get the Drill Sergeant one, because there's the Snoop Dogg and then you have Drill Sergeant. Drill Sergeant is another character that I just talked about. Snoop Dogg is pretty good, however his voice lines can be a bit repetitive. I don't know why. This also might be why, because people might think it's way too repetitive. For some reason I just think it's repetitive. His voice lines, but like the regular voice lines. I think another reason could be is because of these voice packs will actually talk during certain parts of the game. They don't just like talk only when you join the game, start a game, and end the game. It's like whenever you get a certain amount of kills, it'll talk. When you start and join a game, it'll talk. When you end the game, it'll talk. When you get killed too many times, it'll talk. It can get annoying for some, but hey, that's why you buy the DLC, so you can listen to Snoop Dogg give you shit for being a bad player. I think another reason might be is because they were trying to mix futuristic and modern into one game. Kind of like a Modern Warfare and Black Ops 2 type vibe. So in Call of Duty Ghosts, you had some futurism in it, and you also had some realism. Obviously, this picture shows the satellite thing, the satellite gun that they had up in space that was taken over by Rourke and his forces, which then obliterated Dallas, Texas, like that. As you guys can see right there, this is actually a scene from a mission. One of the first missions you get, actually, I think, once you go into the No Man's Land is what they called it. And I think this could also be why, because futurism, modernism, you really don't think that realism, modernism, whatever you want to call it, mixing with futurism would ever work. But if you actually put it in a correct mix, it will actually do pretty fine, actually. It just depends. You don't want to go like 100 years forward and then put in some modern elements. You want to go like 2 years forward, maybe like a normal year, and then add some more modernism and futurism together. So this could also be one of the reasons. Another reason is, well, obviously the legend packs like called like Ghost, like I said, Simon Riley Ghost, Captain Price, Soap, and John McTavish, otherwise known as Soap, and whatnot, as well as a few campaign characters, as well as Makarov and a few others. Just DLC stuff. Um, so yeah, that is some of my reasons why Call of Duty Ghost might be actually hated. Um, of course, these are all rumors. These are all my personal opinion. But I wish there could be a second one. I don't think there will be with all the hate that it got. Even though they don't really care about hate anymore, but it's still, I don't think there will be, despite the cliffhanger. I also had a very good soundtrack by Eminem called Survival. Um, and I personally liked it, and a lot of people also like it. I feel like these, I feel like people are just hating on the game for no fucking reason, and now it won't get a sequel. So whenever someone plays it, they'll get that cliffhanger that will never actually finish it, never like cure that cliffhanger itis that people will have. Um, and then obviously here you see is Makarov in the game. And one other reason is possible because this game also had full clan implementation. Um, what I mean by that is that, as you can see here, they had official clan implementation. Now I'm not sure if they did this with Black Ops 4 because I honestly don't give a shit about that game. But this game had official clan implementation, implementation. Like they went all the way with this. They had an app for it. Like it wasn't just any Call of Duty app. It was like an official Call of Duty Ghost app that you can't even download anymore. Um, and as you can see here, this is some of the stuff that kind of showed. Basically, you could do these, and you can like join. They had like clan tournaments and all that in the game. And when you play the game now, you'll actually see some people with different colors in their name. And when I looked it up, the only way to get your color changed was to do these clan tournaments and win like clan tournaments and championships and all that. However, in order to do that, you actually have to go in and actually register a clan and actually go in and do everything. You can't just put it in a clan tag. But all this stuff is shut down now because there's not even that many people that play it anymore. I think there's less than 1,000. And it's just hated by everyone for some reason. And I don't. And this is probably why they're never going to actually go all in clan implementation anymore. And then obviously you have Soap here, and but yeah, this is some of the things that I think could have killed the franchise and could have made it so hated. I don't know. Maybe it's jealousy. Maybe some like people were trolling the forums and it got out and people actually believed it, or something. But something went to the point. Someone or something happened or went to the point of actually making everyone believe in one thing, and then everyone believes it, and then it spreads, and to where people will hate it, but not even have a reason. Like I asked one person why do they hate it, and they just said it sucks. But why? Because it just sucks. I hate it. It just sucks. Now, obviously, you're entitled to your opinion, but why does it suck? In order to hate something, you have to have a reason for hating. You can't just say you hate this and this, but not have a reason to hate it. It's like saying, "Oh, I hate pickles, but I never ate pickles in my life. I personally ate a few pickles and I hate them." Like that's the whole point of hating something. You have to hate, and you have to have a reason for hating that something. You can't just like say you hate it. It's like There's no reason for Call of Duty Ghosts to be hated, but yet people hate it without even having a reason to hate it. And so I just never understood it, and I decided to make a video on it. Like and subscribe if you haven't yet. Click on the notification bell, and I'll see you guys in the next video.